liquid. If there's anything I'm a sucker for, it's liquid.
Hollywood's golden age charmed the world with romance, adventure, and wit. Men like Bing Crosby, Spencer Tracy, and Frank Sinatra were icons of love and sophistication on screen. Behind closed doors, however, many hid a darker side. Abuse, intimidation, and violent tempers masked by studio-managed images. Wives endured fear and trauma in silence, their voices lost beneath Hollywood's glitter. Tonight, we uncover the hidden, terrifying lives of 11 of cinema's most beloved stars. Point 1. The Gentle Monster. Bing Crosby, the golden voice of America, seemed the very definition of warmth and charm. Millions adored his Christmas specials, his easy smile, and his impeccable timing alongside Bob Hope. But behind the velvet tones and twinkling eyes lurked a darker reality. Crosby's temper was notorious within the family home. His first wife, Dixie Lee, lived under constant anxiety, walking on eggshells to avoid triggering his wrath. Gary Crosby's 1983 memoir, Going My Own Way, revealed an environment of terror, describing his father's relentless physical punishment and emotional cruelty. Belts, paddles, and even steel-studded straps were tools in Bing's arsenal. Instruments designed to inflict maximum pain without leaving marks that could alert outsiders. Hollywood insiders weren't shocked. Stories of Crosby's volatility were whispered for decades, but the studio system ensured his public image remained untarnished. Dixie Lee, like countless women of her era, remained silent, protected by societal expectation and Hollywood's vested interest in maintaining the facade. Crosby's second family, created with Katharine Grant, reported a calmer household, suggesting perhaps he had learned to temper his rage. But the shadow of fear in his first home had already left deep scars that no later image could erase. 2. The Torture Titan. Spencer Tracy, Hollywood's moral compass on screen, was a study in duality. His portrayals of upright judges, honorable priests, and principled everyman earned him 2 Oscars and a reverence that seemed untouchable. Off-screen, however, Tracy's struggle with alcohol unleashed a volatile, terrifying personality. His wife, Louise, endured years of separations and silent suffering, witnessing rages that could flare from minor irritations to full-blown intimidation. Tracy's affair with Katharine Hepburn, celebrated as a legendary Hollywood romance, concealed a darker truth. Hepburn herself admitted to friends that she often feared his unpredictable temper. During drinking bouts, Tracy transformed from thoughtful partner to verbally abusive, physically imposing figure. The studio system protected his image with meticulous care, suppressing any reports that might reveal his violent tendencies. Tracy's story is a chilling reminder that prestige and talent often provided cover for private cruelty. While audiences saw a paragon of virtue, the women closest to him were navigating a minefield of fear, manipulation, and emotional terror, illustrating the devastating cost of genius intertwined with unchecked personal demons. 3. The Charming Predator. Rex Harrison, the sophisticated Englishman with a perfect diction, was Hollywood's embodiment of elegance. On screen, he charmed audiences with wit and poise, whether My Fair Lady or Dr. Dolittle. Behind closed doors, his elegance masked a ruthless, emotional cruelty. Harrison's relationships, including his notorious affair with Carol Landis, revealed a pattern of cold, calculating behavior. Landis' tragic suicide after a heated argument with Harrison cast a shadow over his polished public persona. Accounts from his multiple marriages describe a man adept at psychological manipulation, controlling information, and leveraging intimate knowledge to dominate his partners. His marriage to Kay, Kendall, who faced a terminal illness, was marked by secrecy and subtle psychological control, using her medical condition as leverage to maintain power. Harrison's cruelty wasn't explosive. It was precise, strategic, and persistent. While the studio system could tolerate scandalous affairs, sustained emotional abuse was invisible to the public, allowing Harrison to maintain his veneer of refinement while leaving deep, lasting wounds behind closed doors. 4. The volcanic voice. Frank Sinatra's voice defined romance in mid-century America. Women swooned at the intimate, smoky tones of O.L. Blue Eyes, while his rat-packed charisma cemented his legendary appeal. Yet, the man behind the microphone was often a storm. Nancy Barbadeau, his first wife, endured the early eruptions of Sinatra's growing fame, shouting matches, property damage, and controlling behavior. Ava Gardner, his second wife, publicly admitted to occasional physical violence, while friends noted the emotional intensity that could escalate to terror. Sinatra's ties to organized crime added layers of implicit threat, ensuring silence from those around him. Police and publicists often managed incidents discreetly, preventing accountability. Despite aging and shifting relationships, Sinatra's pattern of emotional intimidation persisted, demonstrating a troubling disparity between the romantic, suave figure adored by millions and the private man who could transform homes into spaces of fear. Sinatra's story underscores the power of celebrity, the complicity of industry, and the hidden dangers of a man whose charm concealed volatility. 5. The swashbuckling abuser. Errol Flynn was Hollywood's ultimate adventurer. With his athletic build and rakish grin, he rescued countless damsels on screen, embodying fearless heroism. Off-screen, however, Flynn's bravado masked a darker nature. Married 3 times, he combined charm with a volatile temper, alcohol abuse, and sexual predation, including statutory rape charges involving underage girls. His first wife, Lily Damita, endured public intimidation and private cruelty, a pattern repeated in subsequent marriages. Substance-fueled anger, erratic behavior, and controlling tendencies defined Flynn's personal life, creating an environment of fear for those close to him. Warner Brothers' heavy investment in his heroic image ensured that these realities were largely hidden, with legal and PR teams suppressing negative stories. Flynn's contrast between cinematic heroism and personal abusiveness exemplifies the disconnect between Hollywood myth and lived reality, revealing a man whose off-screen actions required rescuing by others far more than those he saved on film. 6. The verbal assassin. George Sanders' aristocratic charm and razor-sharp wit made him Hollywood's quintessential villain. In films like Rebecca and All About Eve, he delighted audiences with calculated cruelty. In his marriages, Sanders deployed that same precision against real people, most notably Zia Gabor. Psychological abuse, relentless belittlement, and manipulation defined his relationships. Sanders didn't need physical violence. His intellect and verbal dexterity sufficed to maintain dominance. His subsequent marriages continued this pattern, including a brief, tempestuous union with Magda Gabor. Sanders' suicide in 1972 reflected a life marked by detachment and emotional distance, with his public image preserving sophistication even as private cruelty inflicted lasting damage. His story highlights emotional abuse's insidious power, showing that charisma can mask a deeply controlling and damaging personality. 7. The aging terror. John Barrymore, Hollywood royalty, aged from charismatic leading man to a figure of destructive unpredictability. Early success in films like Grand Hotel earned him fame and respect, but alcoholism eroded both his health and his temperament. Multiple marriages ended in turmoil, with his fourth wife, Elaine Barry, describing explosive outbursts, property destruction, and physical intimidation. Alcohol transformed Barrymore from a celebrated actor into a volatile figure whose domestic life became dangerous. Previous wives, including Dolores Costello, experienced similar patterns, though documentation is scarcer. Barrymore's story illustrates how addiction can amplify cruelty, turning talent into terror behind closed doors, while the studio system struggled to shield his public image. 8. The Cuban Rage. Desi Arnaz, forever Ricky Ricardo to millions, charmed the world alongside Lucille Ball on I Love Lucy. Their televised romance masked a private life fraught with tension. Arnaz's infidelities, heavy drinking, and explosive jealousy created a volatile domestic environment. While Ball never publicly claimed physical abuse, friends reported dangerous outbursts, including property damage and screaming matches. Their business partnership complicated matters, trapping Ball in a marriage that was emotionally abusive yet professionally entangled. Studio and commercial pressures ensured these realities remained hidden, preserving the illusion of America's perfect television couple. 9. The Dark Tough Guy. Robert Mitchum's on-screen cool and detached demeanor belied a private volatility. Alcohol amplified a latent temper, resulting in domestic disputes with his wife Dorothy that occasionally escalated into physical confrontations. Mitchum's 1948 marijuana arrest brought scrutiny, yet the studio system expertly managed his image. Despite decades of turbulence, Dorothy maintained discretion, reflecting generational expectations and practical constraints. Mitchum's case illustrates how certain dangerous behaviors could be integrated into marketable bad boy personas, with real consequences for spouses carefully hidden from public view. 10. The Coldly Cruel. James Mason's intensity and refined screen presence captivated audiences, but behind closed doors, his marriage to Pamela Mason became a battlefield. Mason practiced subtle, sustained psychological abuse, controlling finances, belittling, and undermining his wife's confidence. This insidious cruelty left lasting scars, invisible to outsiders. His public dignity masked the slow, systematic erosion of Pamela's autonomy over 23 years of marriage. Mason's story reveals how sophistication and intellect can be weaponized, creating trauma without physical violence, highlighting an often overlooked form of domestic abuse. 11. The Beloved Brute. Wallace Beery's gruff exterior and lovable on-screen characters concealed a darker reality. Married briefly to Gloria Swanson, Beery allegedly inflicted severe physical abuse, culminating in a miscarriage. His actions directly contradicted his cinematic persona, yet studio protection and the passage of time allowed him to remain celebrated. Swanson's delayed disclosure decades later underscores the silencing effect of celebrity and the industry's role in masking abusive behavior. Beery's story, like those of other Golden Age stars, demonstrates the extraordinary gap between public image and private reality, reminding us that charm and talent can hide profound cruelty.